Hi, I'm a poll worker since before 2008 from the Bronx, and I wanted to let you know that the first problem on Election Day we realized at 5 a.m. when we arrived, and it was confirmed by 5:15. We did not have enough staffers at our poll site, including no interpreter in a heavily Spanish-speaking area and not enough scanner operators to get the scanners up and running before voting started at 6.
Can you share your poll site with us?
I think it's number X0177 in the Bronx.
Just the name is
PS 96, Richard Rogers School, 650 Waring Avenue. We think that this was because the notice to work was only sent to poll workers less than 2 weeks before the election. So a lot of people got the notice too late to be able to come to work. And I'm here to say that it was not just Brooklyn where there was a purging problem. There's been a focus on Brooklyn because one reporter for NPR decided to do a story on what she thought would be the increase in voters due to the increase in population and the intense interest in the election. At my election district, 16% of the voters, and only Democratic voters, were not in the poll book and needed affidavit ballots. Will the board commit to releasing the numbers for all the boroughs of the voter purges?
Yes.
There's nothing worse than to see the expression on people's faces when they were told that they were not in the poll book. Their first question is...
Just briefly. The release of the voter purge numbers was made on July 7th, 2015, at an open and public meeting that was recorded, that is available in a YouTube video on our website link. This is not something that just happened within moments before the presidential primary. So we don't have to commit to releasing them. The numbers were already released.
No, but I think that the numbers that the reporter was getting were the numbers of new registrations up to now, plus the numbers of people taken out. So it's not just numbers from July of last year.
What I'm saying is,
It's a full account.
that's the last purge that we did, large purge. If people die, or we get from the post office on the NCOA, the National Change of Address, every May, we do continue some of that maintenance work, but large maintenance events occur at specific intervals. So the last large maintenance would have been reported out in the July 7th meeting.
What's the YouTube channel?
It's right on our website.
What website?
The New York City Board of Elections, since the passage of the City Council's law to video, and now we live stream all of our meetings. So every meeting that we've had since that law went into effect, and I think it's 2 years ago, are available on our website.
Is there a list?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
By
video
date.
video archived by date. Yes, it's video archives. There's a tab on this.
Okay.
Google it.
Right, and so,
Commissioners meeting, New York City Board of Elections. If you Google it, it'll come up.
Thank you.
and that's the July 7th, 2015
Okay.
meeting where this issue was discussed.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
I also wanted to ask about the affidavit ballot. The affidavit ballot contains an envelope with a complicated, detailed form that has to be filled out by both the voter and the poll worker. What I would like to know is what happens to the ballots if errors are made in filling out the affidavit ballot envelope form. Is the vote discarded if, for example, a voter has forgotten to include her birth date on the form? What happens if an affidavit ballot has been submitted by a voter who is at the wrong poll site? And what happens when a voter is re-registered? Executive Director, you were quoted in a recent news article last week as saying that an affidavit ballot is simply a registration form and not a vote for a voter who is not found on the poll books.
Correct. That is in fact correct.
And is the, finally,
Time's up.
is the party affiliation purged when you re-register a voter due to a move or due to an affidavit ballot? Do you strip them of their party affiliation, thus
No.
rendering them ineligible to vote in certain elections?
No,
Thank you.
we're guided by the form and what the individual checks on the form. So,